Ben and Carrie have a son who just turned 16, and he has his ex-girlfriend who is also 16, but she's about to be 17 really soon. And they broke up about a month ago. However, about 3 weeks ago, the girlfriend's parents hit up Ben and Carrie to let them know that their daughter is pregnant and that she is showing. So Carrie and Ben are doing the math in their head and just like, okay, this lines up with their relationship timeline, and they immediately go into panic mode, obviously. So they sit on this information for a few days, and then when they finally decide to bring it to their son to let their son know, hey, your ex-girlfriend is pregnant, he immediately, he's just like, it's not mine. I didn't smash her. So initially, Ben and Carrie are on the same page in that they know that their son is lying because Ben says that he knows that his son is sexually active and that his son also comes to him for protection. So the conversation is continuing, and the son is very adamant that he did not sleep with this girl. He did not sleep with her, so there is no way that he is the dad. But he did admit to cheating on her, which is why he was coming to his dad for protection. So Ben decides to have a one-on-one, heart-to-heart, man-to-man conversation with his son to see if his son will be honest if it's just them two together. But his son is still sticking to his gun, sticking to his story. No, that is not my kid, Dad. There's no way that that is my kid. And so Ben now is starting to believe him. His son done flipped him. But Carrie, on the other hand, is like, no. Eventually, Carrie and Ben decide to meet the ex-girlfriend's parents to have a sit down and discuss everything. And going into the conversation, Carrie is already accepting the fact that her son is the father of this kid. So they're discussing like how they're going to effectively co-parent this baby and like the funds and all the important stuff. And while they're having this conversation, the son interjects and he's just like, no, this is not my kid. And he's very angry at this point as well because he keeps denying that he's the father of his kid. And he goes on to say, I know that it's not my baby because the only thing that she and I have ever done, she gave me a fellatio. It wasn't good, which is what helped me determine that I did not want to go any further and have actual intercourse with her. And so Ben is obviously apologetic of his son's words, and he's still on his son's side though. He does not express this to the group, but in his mind he's still thinking, I still believe my son. Like, he wouldn't be this adamant if he was lying. Even though on this Reddit story he also acknowledges the fact that he said his son is a big fucking liar. He said that his son is a dog. But anyways, after his son said what he said, the girl starts talking and she's just like, no, actually we did have intercourse and it only happened a few times, but these are the 5 W's. So she's listing like all the details. And so Ben is like, like, that is a lot of details. Like, maybe my son is lying, but no, like I'm sticking with my son. Like, I'm gonna believe my son. And so Carrie is even more like, I don't believe my son. And so right now Carrie is pissed the fuck off at Ben because she feels like he's feeding into their son's nonsense. And she also said that it is likely that a kid of teen parents is also likely to be a teen parent, especially because they were 17 when they got pregnant with him. And so she's just like, why are you feeding into this bullshit? And Ben's stance is basically like, well, I want the ex-girlfriend to give us a DNA test, but the parents feel like they don't want her to have that DNA test while she's pregnant because they feel like it's going to harm the baby. And so Ben is just like, well, until we get this DNA test, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Like, I'm basically hands off until this baby is born. And so Carrie basically just feels like she's basically on her own with trying to plan everything and trying to get everything together, and Ben should be helping. So yeah, Ben is the one who wrote the story, and he wants to ask us, is he the asshole for not siding with his wife over his son's ex-girlfriend's pregnancy?